Here is Robert in Danbury, Connecticut. Great to have you on the EIB network. Hello.
Hey, Rush. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes,
I
sir.
just want to take a minute to go over a few things with a bunch of callers because I hear people still saying, oh, what's the big deal, illegal immigration? In June, I got hit head-on by an illegal immigrant, no driver's license, no insurance.
No, wait. Hold it a minute. I'm losing you. You want to go over a few things, a bunch of callers saying, what's the big deal with illegal immigration?
I hear people still saying, what's the big deal about illegal immigration?
Not here.
No, not on your program. I apologize, but I still hear people talking about it.
Okay.
And I say to them, in June I got hit head on by an illegal immigrant. Had to have surgery. Of course, he had no driver's license, no insurance, no identification at all. But I've been out 8 months now without working, unable to work. Hopefully, I'm going back to work the end of April, beginning of May. But it's just and I live in this great sanctuary state of Connecticut where we don't do anything to the illegals. They're allowed to stay here, but they don't have to follow the rules. And, I was among the mindset of, oh, what's the big deal? They're here trying to make their lives better. Well, when they ruin yours, hopefully people will wake up before it happens to them as well.
Well, your case is an example. The Kate Steinle case, that's murder. That's another example. Whenever these examples happen, what do you hear advocates for illegal immigrants say? It's unfair. It's unfair to characterize them all this way. It's unfair to characterize any of them because anybody could have hit your car. It just happened to be an illegal immigrant.
The difference is, Rush, is if you or I did it and we didn't have a driver's license and insurance, where would we be?
Well, you wouldn't have the car unless you had stolen it or broken some other law. I get your point. We are held far more accountable to existing law than illegal immigrants are. Of course, by definition, they're here illegally and they're not held accountable.
Luckily, I have the friends and supportive family to help me through this because can you take 9 months off without pay? Most Americans can't.
Nope, they cannot. They cannot. I totally sympathize with your situation. Snerdley keeps trying to goad me here into a discussion of something, and I've put the brakes on here. But anyway, I'm very sympathetic to your situation. I marvel. These instances, unfortunately, are all too frequent. Seems to me that in doing show prep, I run across this story or a variation of it at least twice a week, where an illegal immigrant has been involved in a serious accident or crime, and it's not an accidental crime; it's a violent crime or whatever. And then I'm treated to immigrant advocates saying it's unfair to lump these people into the great universe of illegal immigrants we're talking about. In fact, I'll tell you, I actually think. Let me find it here. I think this whole thing is about to fall apart on the left. Well, let me reset. I don't think it's about to fall apart, but I think it could. Because I think the illegal immigrant universe is cracking. It is not unified. And the evidence for it is a story that I found today in the, let's see what it's, I think it's the Los Angeles Times. It's an amazing story about an illegal immigrant, a bunch of them been here 30 years, who are fed up hearing about the DACA kids. They're fed up having anybody care only about the dreamers. They're fed up with a bunch of young illegals who want to come here and do nothing but get on entitlement rolls. They're fed up with it. The illegals that have been here 30 years, in their minds, they've paid their dues. And they should be granted amnesty if anybody is first. And they should be they've been working, they've been paying taxes. And here come these dreamer kids, and here come these DACA kids, and they're being very open about how they resent all of the attention the kids are getting. I'll share with you details when we get back. Don't go away. Now, look, the L.A. Times piece attempts to say that the seasoned illegal aliens, the people who have been here 25, 30 years, are all of a sudden righteously indignant. They are deeply offended. They're profoundly irritated. They're very agitated. They're just ticked off at all the attention the DACA kids are getting and the Dreamer kids are getting. And there's one guy in the story that is quoted as not being very complimentary toward the DACA/Dreamer kids. It's just a bunch of sponges. They just want to come here, be taken care of, get on the welfare rolls. It isn't fair. It isn't right. And some people are interpreting this as a fissure has developed between the two different groups in the illegal alien camp. I suspect that's not what's the ultimate objective. You think the LA Times is covering this because they're eager to report of a rift between the illegal aliens, old and young? This is ultimately going to be the way a push is made for complete amnesty for everybody. What's going to happen is, this guy's got a point. Why are we focusing on the Dreamers when we could be granting amnesty to everybody? Thought I would tease you that, Mr. Snerdley. Hey, ladies, well, I'll give you some details of the story. You decide, but I think it could go either way. And I don't doubt the discord is real. I mean, it's human nature. You've been here 25, 30 years doing whatever you do in the shadows. And you think you've followed the rules after you got here. And you want to be a citizen. And then you see the United States government going bonkers over the kids. It would have to tick you off, especially when the kids are not yours. So I can believe the rift is real, but the objective of the LA Times here is not to expose the rift. It is to just pull a trigger on amnesty for everybody and ultimately get rid of the Republicans, which would be the objective of it.